Hey folks, Matt from artoftheimage.com. Got a question in from Mad Mecca. That's their username here. This is an email. He says, hello, I have only been into photography for about 10 months and was just wondering something about the 810 Successor. So he's asking about the Nikon D810 Successor. Now, I see all those videos on YouTube about what people think it will have, and I think some of these things will be stupid, or am I wrong? People go on about it going to have 80 to 100 megapixels. Would this not just make the pixels so small that less light will get in, resulting in worse performance with ISO? Also, people keep saying it should have the same AF and focus points as the D5 and D500. Me personally, I thought the D810 was aimed at portrait and landscape photography, which would make that kind of AF system pointless, or am I missing something? Look forward to hearing from you and your views on this subject. Well, first of all, I may have started people talking about the 80 to 100 megapixels because that's what I kind of think it's going to be at. No guarantees here, but it would make sense. Nikon is probably going to leapfrog again. I mean, there are the options for the Sony 42 megapixel sensor, which we have seen in a couple of cameras now. One anyways. That's possible. It may be, let's call it the Nikon D850. It may be in the Nikon D850, the successor to the 810. I suspect we're going to see a big boost. I mean, Nikon's going to want to go after Canon for their 50 megapixel 5DS and 5DSR. So I would suspect they're going to want to equal at a bare minimum or surpass. So that's why I went with the 80 to 100. And as far as answering your performance in low light situations, because the pixels are smaller, all else being equal, yes, but all else is not equal. Technology keeps advancing. We've seen that time and time again. I mean, we've got 1-inch sensors now performing at the level of early APS-C sensors, or actually not even that early. Like the 1-inch sensors now are just performing amazing. We've got backlit sensors. We've got all this new technology, and you know, there's the old theorem about, what is it, every 3 years or something? There's the whole computer theory that things will double in speed every 3 years or something like that. I can't remember the exact theory. But it factors in here. It's that type of thinking that, all else being equal, yes, smaller pixel sites are going to perform better. In other words, less megapixels should be better in low light. But technology keeps advancing. That's why we're getting better, smaller sensors and better performance. So I would think that right now with existing technology, we could get an 80 to 100 megapixel sensor performing at about the level of the current ISO ability of the D810. That's my thoughts. I don't know. Feel free to leave your comments below, guys, and if you agree with me, if you disagree, let's have a debate on that if you want. Keep it civil. But yeah, all else being equal, you are correct, but all else is not equal because technology is advancing. What else did you ask here? And then the same AF and focus points as the D5 and D500. Very likely, because the 810 had the flagship autofocus, if memory serves, so at the time. So I would suspect that we're going to see the flagship autofocus system, which is in the D5, the D500, Nikon's best autofocus system, migrate down into the D850, if you will, or the successor to the D810. Now, when I say migrate down, that's going to be a higher level body than the D500. I mean, the D500 is the top APS-C body for Nikon, but it's going to be a higher priced, higher level, higher performing body. You are correct in the sense that a lot of people use the 810 for portrait and landscape, as well as for commercial use. But I wouldn't say that's all. A lot of people find it to be the best all-rounder, and they use it for everything. Some people would say that's overkill, but other people just like to have it. You can shoot in crop mode. You can do lots of things. It's a very versatile body if you're only picking one body. And in that sense, I think Nikon's going to continue their history here and give us the top-end autofocus system in the successor to the 810. So you'll see that D5, D500 autofocus system in the 850, if that's what they're going to call it. So I think I've nailed all your points here. What do you guys think? Do you agree with me, A, on the sensor size and the fact that a high sensor like an 80 to 100 megapixel sensor with today's technology, current, could perform as well as the 810's current 36 megapixel sensor? Do you agree? Disagree? Leave your comments below. Let's discuss it. And do you agree with me that we'll be seeing the top-end Nikon autofocus system out of the D5, D500 in the D850 or whatever they're going to name the D810's successor. Let me know in the comments below. Let's discuss it. This is fun. I love the 810, so I'm really excited to see what we get in the successor to the 810 and the 850, if you will. Leave some comments below. Let's discuss it. Thanks for your question, Mad Mecha, and stay tuned, folks. We'll be back soon here at artoftheimage.com.